What was your favorite candy bar as a kid?
Snickers.
Snickers, okay.
What was your favorite candy bar?
I bounced around a little bit.
I could see you being before you say it, let me guess.
Just say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sour Skittles.
Oh.
You come across as a sour Skittles guy to
Okay,
me.
well, if I'm going to go with candy pieces, it's Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces? Not Butterfinger bites?
No.
Butterfinger, what was that?
It's just too messy on your fingers.
Yeah.
It literally Butterfingers. You get buttery, chocolatey fingers.
Reese's
Pieces.
What got you into Butterfingers? Was it the Bart Simpson commercial for Butterfinger?
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Every little boy wanted to be Bart Simpson when they were, growing up.
That's true. Let's pause this conversation for the intro of the podcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cripescast. I'm your host, Charlie Behrens. Today, I have the great Taylor Calmus, the dude dad. Say hi.
Hey, thanks for having me, Charlie.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty bad. That was bad.
No, I like it. We're going to roll with it. Sponsored, of course, by Jolly Good. Taylor just cracked his first Sour Power. How was it? Does it live up to the and
it is a squirt. It's a squirt rendition. But it's good.
No. This is not a squirt rendition.
Well, it's in the same vein. And
it's the same vein. Yeah. Well,
no,
it's a citrus.
Though.
It's a citrus
delicious.
soda.
And it's 50% grapefruit taste, 50% lime taste, sour power, naturally flavored soda with other natural flavors.
And you approve.
And it's from Wisconsin. That's cool.
It is from Wisconsin. Yeah. Actually, I think that came along before Squirt. So I don't know the facts really about Colleen. When did it come to life? Let's see. Let's get to the bottom of this right now. I should know this though, given that they're a sponsor of the deal, but we figure it out right now.
Only 160 calories.
The nutritional information of soda isn't really something we need to dwell on too much. How does it taste? How jacked are you going to get on sugar?
No, it's tasty. It's smooth.
It is.
It's smooth. And it doesn't make your teeth hurt like some sodas do.
Yeah. Well, if you drink enough of it, I'm sure, that could be a deal. Anyway, back to the I gotta get more into Colleen, which I mentioned. Oh, we got shows coming in Ohio, Cleveland, Dayton, Columbus. You want to come do another show, Taylor?
Not in Columbus.
What?
DJ would love that though. That's where he's from.
Yeah, his mom's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got her on the accomplice. His mom and his dad.
No, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
First of all, Taylor Calmus returns. It's the second time on the Cripescast.
Second time?
Yeah,
he
we've done it once
returns.
before.
No, I know you've been on before. I remember that.
But this is the first time I've done the Cripescast in person. In the studio, on the green couches, on the Davenport.
Yeah. That's what we call it, on the green Davenport.
Yeah.
So,
it's a Davenport if it's got the wood armrest.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, this is nice.
But this is good because it doubles as a side table.
Yeah.
You can't do that on a normal couch.
No, that's pretty slick. And these are nice. These are Rancho. You know where I got these couches, though? These were in the basement of my Nana's house growing up. I played so much Sega on these couches. I can't even tell you. A lot of Madden 96 was played on these couches. 97. I'm dating myself. But
if I turn this cushion over.
That's when you were born, Colleen? Well, when you were born, I was blowing out the cartridges of the she just looked at me like, what are you saying? You don't get it. Blowing in the cartridges of the Sega games made them work better. Oh, Jolly Good. What year?
Who was first? Who do you think was made first?
I think Jolly Good was first.
Yeah.
Okay. Jolly Good was 1913.
1913.
Oh my gosh.
Boom.
Woo.
It's a historical soda.
1938 is when squirt.
Boom. It's the OG. It is the OG. Jolly Good's the OG.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet if you turned over the cushions on this couch, you would find Jolly Good stains from Charlie when he was 12 playing Sega and drinking Jolly Good and spilling all over Grandma's sofa.
Probably Davenport.
All over her Davenport.
No, these are nice. These are real. So you are seeing the first iteration of the Cripescast studio, by the way, because up in the attic I took you up there. How do you think it's looking so far?
It's bare studs. Nothing gets me more excited than bare studs. That sounds weird, but it's because it's like when you take things down to the bone, down to the bare studs.
Yeah.
Then you're ready to start fresh.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so clean and fresh up there. Like, this right here, it would take so much work to get this down to the bare studs because this is going to be lath and plaster, which is a huge mess.
That's a pain in the
so bare studs, to me, just is like, it's like spring. It's like new beginnings.
Yeah.
It's a fresh start. It's down to the studs, so now you can put in new wiring. You can put your pipes in. You can make things right.
I can see you getting very excited from my vantage point right now. It's kind of fun to watch, Yeah. I just see the wheels turn. Now, first of all, we got to address the initial question before we shot into the intro. But that question is, your first favorite candy, what inspired it? Because for me, it was a Snickers, and it was because my dad would always get Snickers. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to eat Snickers. And then I got into Snickers, So how about you?
Honestly, probably the biggest influence I had on picking my favorite candy or my favorite ice cream or my favorite soda as a kid was doing something different than what my brother did.
Oh, wow.
Because my brother was 2 years older than me. I was always just like, I want to be different. So he he's like, my favorite ice cream is chocolate. I'm like, mine's vanilla.
Wow. Just a contrarian.
Just to be different.
I can see that.
That was my thing because he was always the smarter one too. So it's like, well, I can't be the smart one, obviously. I'm going to be funny.
So were you always funny growing up?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I was always a jokester. Whether or not, like my teachers throughout the years didn't necessarily some of them would get it and others would not get it. So then it was year to year, my parents would be like, oh, Taylor's doing really well. Oh, Taylor's not doing so well. Yeah. Because just based on whether or not my teachers got my sense of humor.
Were you one of those kids when you had parent-teacher conferences that you were up late, kind of pacing, waiting for your folks to come home?
No.
I was always concerned about that because I also was kind of I said some jokes, and I kind of tested the waters, but I had some teachers that I don't think were very happy with my performance or attitude. They misconstrued my jokes for not caring, but I did care very much about trying to make them laugh.
The best feedback my parents ever got at a parent-teacher conference was when I was in high school, and my science teacher told my parents, they said, well, Taylor's got a B. He's doing pretty good. He'd be doing a lot better if he was awake.
He can get a B in his sleep.
I'm like, I was coasting through with B's, sleeping through class.
Yeah. So, thanks for coming into town, by the way. It's a real treat to have you,
This is my second time ever in Wisconsin.
And the first time was Appleton. Where you... So Taylor, I picked him up. He's like, yeah, I've never been to Milwaukee before. I'm like, so you just never been to Wisconsin? Because mostly people fly into Milwaukee. And he's like, no, me and my friends went on a skating trip, and we just dipped into Wisconsin and went to Appleton. I was like, that's not dipping into Wisconsin. That's like diving almost into Lake Michigan. You went so far into Wisconsin.
Yeah, just to hit a skate park. We were on a BMX road trip from South Dakota through Minnesota to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
to BMX.
And was it worth it? Did Appleton?
We shredded the gnar. Yeah, Appleton had a sweet skate park.
Yeah,
I don't know if they still do, but it was pretty lit.
We could go back up there. We could just clear the rest of our day and just go back up there and see.
That would be nice.
Rent some.
Do you got a BMX bike?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well,
I do have a couple mountain bikes in the garage, though. I'd love to go mountain biking.
I could bend the shit out of your rims.
All right. Well, we should do that then. So, quick trip this time. It's always a quick trip. I feel like every time I'm.
You're sponsored by him, so. No, it's always quick, and honestly, is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I should go because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But then I think that's mainly the reason I did come because I was like,
you need an
I'm
escape.
not if I'm always just too busy, then I'll always be too busy and not be able to come. I just need to go.
Yeah. And are you happy you came? Who picked you up from the airport?
You picked me up from the airport.
A little late.
An hour and 20 minutes late.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew you had your special the night before, so I'm like, okay.
I did.
I was like, so I texted you and I was like, hey, should I get an Uber? Do I need to rent a car? And you were insistent. You're like, no, I'll pick you up. And I'm like, I'm going to be there at 9:15.
Yeah.
And then it
where
said
were you
delivered.
gonna go? I'd have to let you in. To your house.
I could have went anywhere other than the airport.
But
like, I was like, I'm gonna be there at 9:15. I'm like, there's, and you didn't. It said delivered, but it didn't say seen. So I'm like, I don't even know.
I don't have red text on.
Okay.
Yeah, I turn those off. I can't have those on. Do you have those on?
I don't know.
Colleen has them on, so I can always see when she read.
I don't know if I can see like when my wife has read. I don't know if she can see mine though. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because I can see when Colleen sends it, but I can't. I hope you can't see when I've read something, right? Yeah. What? Keep it that way. You're gonna be more upset after you know I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a thing you don't want to get into.
Anyway, so you've been here a couple days. I was late to pick you up from the airport. I do apologize. I'm so sorry for doing that, honestly. And I apologize. Yeah, but I did pick you up from that airport.
Hey, it's okay there, guy. Sometimes you're running a little bit late there. You had to hop into the quick trip and get yourself a Jolly Good to wake up a bit. So it's okay, guy.
That's not a bad accent you got there.
Thanks. I've been here 2.5 days now, and it's starting to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of get real lazy with your mouth.
Well, you yeah, you've got a few accents that we've been messing around with. Last night I want to do this. I want to do Northwoods Radio right now.
Okay. Now how does this work?
So I'm the host of Northwoods Radio, and you're calling in. Okay. Hey there, folks. How you doing? Welcome back to the sounds of the Northwoods. What you were just listening to was the mating call of the red-breasted merganser. And boy, oh howdy, I know some of yous are feeling excited right now. On the phone, we've got Taylor the taxidermist. Taylor, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing real good. You're a little hot on the mic there. Jeez,
a little bit hot there, yeah.
Yeah, I might
Come
have
in
to
strong on the mic.
Turn you down just a tad. So what are you taxidermying these days? Where are you stuffing over there? First of all, Taylor the taxidermist, where are you coming to us from?
Yeah, I'm over here in Appleton.
Appleton, Wisconsin. Fantastic. I hear they got a nice BMX park over there.
Yeah, I don't get into too much of that.
No, you're not shredding the gnar or doing the gnar or whatever the kids are saying. I don't know. Anyway, let's not talk about BMX and let's talk about taxidermy. What are you stuffing over there?
I fluff them and stuff them. Whatever you need, I get her done.
Well, what have you been fluffing and stuffing today?
Oh, I'm working on a gadwall for a gentleman.
Oh, geez, you got a gadwall.
Got a gadwall, got a couple of widgeon, got a blue-winged teal, got a red-winged teal.
No.
That's not a true thing. Got a green-winged teal, got a blue-winged teal, got a couple of mallards.
Yeah.
Got a wood duck, got a woodchuck.
Okay, so and so you're stuffing all of them today. Now, what is the process of actually getting these birds stuffed?
If you want to get your bird done, you send it over to me and you give me a couple months because I got a waiting list.
Oh, you got a waiting list. This is a gentleman in high.
I'm the most popular taxidermist over here in Appleton, so you're gonna have to get on that waiting list and just see when I get to it.
Okay.
Now I do work. Now I do work for myself, so I do make my own hours, but I do work very hard.
Okay, and do you hire anyone out to help you out? It sounds like you got a lot of backlog. Maybe if you could hire someone, put them on the 1099, then maybe.
Yeah, my wife Chelsea, she helps out a bit.
Okay, she helps you with the stuffing and whatnot.
No, mainly just the bookworks and stuff.
Okay,
and ordering the new equipment.
You're not letting
ordering the new equipment. Get me a new deep freeze.
Oh, you got a new deep freeze, because that's the thing. If you get a nice wood duck coming in, but you can't work on it for a while, it's got to go right in the freezer.
Right in the freezer.
Yeah. Now you got venison in the freezer too. You hit any deer recently?
Put that in a different freezer.
Oh,
you don't want business mixing with pleasure.
That's good. That's good.
My voice slips. My voice slips straight back to Uncle Kurt. Like by the end of it, I was like, "Oh, I'm just doing Uncle Kurt now."
Do Uncle Kurt. Hang on. I'll bring you on. Okay, folks. Our next caller is Kurt, coming to us from South Dakota. What town in South Dakota, Kurt?
Oh, geez, hey there, Charlie, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm over here in Watertown. I just love the heck out of you.
Watertown. Well, I love you back. Okay, now what's the weather like in Watertown today?
Oh, from day to day, it just goes up and down, Charlie.
You know, isn't that how it is in the Midwest?
I tell you what, though, if we're setting rafter, that's going to be a windy son of a bitch.
Oh, geez, yeah, you know, it always is. The wind comes at the wrong time.
As soon as I got a handful of sheetrock, it's going to get windy.
So you're in the construction business over there.
Yeah, I build pole barns.
Oh, you're a pole barn guy.
Yeah, I build pole barns. Now, Morton Construction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
What 36 years now I've been up there doing that.
Yeah, 36 years. Now, have you seen supply chain the way it has been?
Oh, geez, I'll tell you what. The supply chain is just messed up.
Is it? You know, because now, was it COVID that messed it up, or is it?
Well, Charlie, the thing that hurts us more than the supply chain is the supply chain of workers. There's just no good help these days.
Oh, really? You can't. What?
I cannot get good help.
You know, I've heard that it's tough getting good help. Are folks not getting into the trades these days, or what's going on?
It's honestly the best help you can get is somebody fresh out of prison.
Fresh out of prison, that's good. You go for the ex-cons, yeah.
Well, yeah, because most of them got a parole officer, and they got to be at work, or they're going right back to the clink.
Oh.
That's the best. That's what you can hope for. They're hard workers, and they're clean because they got to get... They're hard workers, and they're clean because they got to get tested weekly.
So, okay, we talked about this a little bit, I think, on the first time you were on the podcast, but you did groundlings.
I did. Yeah, I did. I passed.
Did you go through the whole thing?
No, because we started having kids.
Oh, yeah. That kills the improv career pretty quick.
I forget if I got through advanced or I just had qualified for advanced, and then Theo was born and the time went away.
Yeah.
My free time of now you never know, when you start having kids, where your time will go, because somehow, you have a kid and then 6 months down the road, you're like, oh, I'm a dad. I'm doing it. Hey, babe, we're parents. We're doing this thing. Look, It's still alive. It's doing great. It's flourishing. But then you start to have to look at your life and go wait, well, what changed? How do I have this extra time? Because I spend so much time with this kid now. And then you start to see okay, just the least important things in your life start dropping off.
And is it something you even think about, or you just naturally find the least important things in your life?
It just happens. Yeah. It's if you had 6 hobbies, now you got 3 hobbies. Yeah. That you really, and then because you want to if you really want to keep your hobbies, you got to invest in the ones you really want and keep working at those.
Yeah. So which ones do you end up keeping?
Biking was my big one. I like to bike still, so I stayed on top of that and kept that going, and then obviously comedy stuff. But then I found a way to make that into my living so that I could just have to do it.
Yeah.
It became essential.
What I do want to ask about Groundlings, and it kind of goes in with these characters you were doing, is Groundlings is, I think, the best improv place to go to if you want to develop characters. So what do they teach you there about if you got a character you want to do, how do you do it?
Yeah, I think that was in one of the stages, at the last class, you had to bring in 5 characters and do a character showcase or whatever. Uh-huh. So when I work on a character, because we do it all the time now for these 5 people.
Yeah.
That visit 5 types of people that visit the new baby or whatever, and I have to do 5 different characters. So I try to differentiate them. First I figure out my characters and make sure that each one is very different from each other, and then I find one single trait to kind of define them. Uh-huh. And then I put them into one of the stock characters I already have, whether it be Basic Dad or my wife or Linda, who's the kind of our version of a Karen.
Right.
And then you find the voice for them, and that makes them or that gives them a different quality than everybody else. And then I also try to find a posture and a walk for them. Because the more I can dive into that character and be them, the easier it is.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
just embodying them. You're not thinking about it.
Yeah, for me, it's almost easier to play crazy characters than it is to just be myself. Truthfully, you know, like it's because if I can go way in, then you get sucked into that scene so much more, rather than like if you're kind of playing at surface level, then it's harder to kind of stay in it because you're not like fully embodying the character.
Yeah, and it almost gives you more excuses to like be goofy because you don't have the filter. This isn't you. This isn't yourself. So you kind of take chances that you don't normally take as yourself. At least I've found that.
Yeah, and then it's so much fun when you really get into it though, because then it just like things snowball and all of a sudden you're doing crazy stuff and you know that you never wrote in the script or whatever. So like that's even a part of our process of like when we write a script, it's like, okay, we need 3 minutes. So now we've realized like if I'm going to do character work, we normally like each page would be a minute. Each page of stuff would be a minute.
Yeah.
But now we know like, there's going to be improv, so we only need 2 pages actual script, and then improv will happen, and boom, now we got 3 minutes.
Right.
You know?
And we've kind of a lot of times we'll write a whole script, but the best lines of the thing will be, you know, that thing that just pops up randomly. I mean, we've done that too.
Yeah.
You know, I think we probably did that yesterday when we were doing the summer workouts. I think the funniest part was like when that weight fell off the grill. You know, so we were, just to give people context, I think this will come out next week. I don't know if the video will be out, but we're doing all these summer workouts. So it's a dad workouts for the summer. So we're flipping a weight on the grill,
like a big old plate weight.
Yeah, and it falls off the thing, and then like that was a moment I think where both you and I were like deep into our characters ourselves, and we were able to kind of be free with it. And I think it might be the funniest part. Maybe not too. In the edit, sometimes you think it's funnier, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is. You just keep pushing. But what I have found interesting, because you and I have been at this for, how long has it been now?
I've been doing it, the Manitowoc Minute or the Midwest stuff since 2017. So almost 5 years for me.
All right, yeah. And I'm like 6 years in, but it's really been like 2 to 3 years of like this specific thing of like the sketches more so and stuff of like honing in that skill.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when I first started, and I think you were kind of the same way, like very little scripting. It was like, this is kind of the idea, and these are kind of the things that guy might say, and then you would just go and like riff for a long time, and then you would spend a really long time editing it and trying to find it.
Yeah.
You know, and now we don't have to find it anymore because we like are so practiced that we like know it as we go in. That when I script it out, it's like already kind of in order. So the editor just already kind of has the order, and then like we can adjust a little bit, but we already kind of know the flow. It's just been a game changer.
Yeah, it is amazing how much time it takes to really find it. Like especially editing yourself, I feel like is how you find it quicker, because it's one of the most painful processes. Editing something where there is no script. Shout out to Max for editing the wine video. I don't know. Did he go upstairs?
The wine video.
The wine video was a that was one where we had all the time, a year.
We had a full year because we came up with the idea in the first ski trip, and we're like, oh, this is really fun. Like,
which was improvised. It was an improvised.
It was improvised.
Bit.
Yeah, it just came out of the 20 versus 30s video, and we're like, oh yeah, this is a whole thing. Oh, but there's not enough footage here to make a video. Okay, well, next year we're going to make that video.
Yeah.
We got a full year to work on it and write it.
Yeah.
Nobody did anything.
Yeah.
So we show up and we're like, oh, right. Well, now we got to do this. The funniest thing to me about that, well, maybe not the funniest, the most memorable part of it that we didn't talk about when we did my thing is the Fritos with the wine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had like this bit with like,
the scoops. They were
scoops.
Frito scoops.
Yeah, but we were like drinking wine out of Frito scoops.
Yeah. Did that not make it in?
We didn't talk about it on my vlog thing or whatever, but I have never tasted anything grosser than Fritos with wine. I don't know what that mixture is, but it tasted like death.
I don't remember it tasting that bad.
Oh, it was so bad.
I don't think I have a great palate, you know? Food palate tasted, because that didn't taste that bad. What did it taste like to you? It tasted like
garbage,
a wet Frito.
Just straight garbage.
Well, Frito is kind of garbage. It's just a bunch of chemicals in a little thing.
Well, with the wine, something happens because it get real bad.
Yeah, that was funny. Whose idea was that? Do you remember? That was your idea, wasn't it?
Your idea to have the snacks, and then I started scooping the wine with it. Or I was pouring my wine into the scoop.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, which doesn't make any sense. You should have scooped the wine with the thing, you know?
Yeah, you don't go for the obvious.
Next choice.
Yeah, next choice. Oh, have you done that at all?
Yeah,
Because that used to be a big improv game.
Yep, that's right.
And I've like started doing that with like just in different shoots and making people do that just to see what they do.
Yeah.
It's super fun because that's when you find like some real random gold.
I think you said that to me in that sketch, in fact, because I was like,
oh yeah,
I was like, I kept doing the line, which we ended up keeping in. You look like you're dressed like. Why do you look like you're dressed like a boat shoe?
Oh yeah.
Or why are you dressed like a boat shoe?
New choice.
Yeah. Why are you dressed like a lacrosse stick at a one night stand with a boat shoe? Yeah.
New choice.
Why do you look like you just see now I'm in my head.
Harry Styles.
Yeah. Yeah, next choice is an interesting game though, because it's that's usually where someone like just says something and you're like, whoa, not that choice, not that choice.
That's how improv got canceled.
Yeah. Right.
You did improv too in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, you did
UCB
and Second City. Yeah. Which is there's basically 4 places to do improv in LA. Yep. UCB, Second City, IO West, and Groundlings. I did iOS and Groundlings, and you did UCB and Second City, which stinks because otherwise we probably would have met way sooner.
I know. Well, would this have been how it happened?
Would we have liked each other if we met each other back then?
TBD. I don't know. Well, yeah, would we have liked each other if we couldn't have collaborated? So. I think we have this deep connection. Honestly.
I think there would have been something there.
There's the Midwest thing.
Yeah.
We both like the same kind of.
Well, and honestly, there's a thing though, like if we were at a place where we could get over ourselves, right? Or if we found like a common bond to want to collaborate right away.
Yeah.
So I remember like this energy in LA that I figured out and I eventually pushed away from it. And maybe you can relate to this.
Yeah.
But like that competitive thing where like when you see somebody that's doing good things, you get jealous.
Yep.
And then like you secretly kind of want their thing to not work out because your thing currently isn't working out.
Right.
And I noticed that about myself at one point, and I was like, oh, this is not good. And also like me and this guy are not in competition. He's not my type at all. So then I like went completely away from that feeling and I was like, I want to work with this guy.
Right.
And I like started hanging out with him and doing an improv show with him. And, because it was like, I admire what you're doing. Yeah. Why am I mad about it?
It's a scarcity mindset of there's not enough. There's not enough in the world, and if they get it, that means. But we are in certainly a time, and not so much then. Then I feel like there were limited roles and things.
Yeah.
And so that might have been where that came from, but that wasn't true.
But
you
also
could
just
put
being
up a
in
show
LA,
anywhere.
All you want to do is be successful.
Yeah.
And everyone around you is like having little bits of success here and there, and you're going, oh man, look what they got. And meanwhile, they're going, oh man, look what he's got.
I know. And I think especially then, I was giving up so much being in LA. Like I was away from the Midwest, which I like the Midwest. I was away from my family. And it was almost like the longer you stay there and you're not finding success, you're like, what is all of this for? And so you kind of then get to the point of, and we talked about this yesterday, where the mentality in LA that I found myself sort of disgusted by that I was doing it is I was spending a lot of time like networking and going to parties and knowing people. And like, meanwhile, it doesn't matter who you know. If you don't have something to like show them,
if you're
how
not
are you
good,
supposed to collaborate?
Like everyone's so focused on, I need an agent, I need to do this workshop, I just need to get this casting director to see me, instead of being like, I need to make sure I'm really, really good.
Yeah.
So that when they see me, they actually like me.
Right.
Because no one gets that in the right order. They go out and they're like, where's the casting directors? I'm a theater graduate. I was a lead role in all the plays.
I think the reason that exists is because there are a few Hollywood stories that sort of screw up and create that mentality.
Yeah.
And that's like Matthew McConaughey, where he was just hanging out at a bar, and then Richard Linklater met him.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, you should come do this Dazed and Confused thing. We got a role. It was a non-speaking role. He said
him.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
No, good for him. But also, him. Yeah.
Those are the stories that get shared and shared and shared, but they're not the typical thing. The typical thing are people work really, really hard, and eventually,
Yeah. Well, it's like the internet. Like when you see somebody with this huge video and you're like, oh my gosh, they're awesome. That's so crazy. They just popping off. And then, but I came to realize pretty quick, like, no, this isn't their first video.
Yeah.
They're popping off with this video because they've done 100 others before this that didn't pop off, because that's the most realistic story. Occasionally somebody will like hit a banger right out the gate. I think Miles kind of had that with his first video. It was a banger right out the gate. And
yeah, he had a couple. I think he had a couple other ones where he was doing memes, but then his Spotted Cow versus Bush Light, I think that was the thing that really sent him. But he had that work ethic of like, okay, this took off. I'm not going to squander this, because that's the thing for a lot of people is maybe they have one video take off and then they don't know how to replicate it, and they're upset when the next video doesn't do as well as that one, and so it's sort of that whole thing. But now very successful dude, dad.
Thank you.
You've got a great television show on the Magnolia Network in its second season. We're still waiting to hear on the
third season. We'll see.
But whether or not that happens, you have a book coming out.
Yes.
This May
10th. May 10th. You can pre-order it now. It's called A Dude's Guide to Baby Size.
Okay, so tell me about the book.
Okay, so basically, I noticed that all the pregnancy books and, even just the websites and the apps and everything, they're all geared towards women, first off.
Yeah.
And, like, they walk you through pregnancy comparing the size of your unborn child to, like, fruits and vegetables.
Right.
But, like, I take issue with that.
Yeah, why?
First off, my unborn child is not some weenie little veggie. Like, also, like, what the hell's a kumquat and how big is it? Like, I don't understand all these fruits and vegetable references.
Yeah.
Like, broccoli could be this big, but broccoli could also be this big.
That's true. Are we talking just what do you call it? Just a branch of broccoli, or the whole,
or a stalk, or like what? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, my book walks men through pregnancy by comparing the size of your unborn child to things that men know, like a 10-millimeter socket, or a baseball, or a 3-pound brisket, like things that we know the size of, right? But I'm super proud of it. Like, it's just this funny, goofy book, but it also like really gives you valuable information about like what your wife's currently going through, what stage the baby's at, and then like it uses the object of the week, of the 40 weeks, each use the object to sort of launch into like a bigger story about my experience as a dad and things like that. That like the things that I've learned along the way.
Yeah, so it's great because you get this idea, and it's basically your structure is there, and then you can just get your thing out, what the object is, and then fill it in with these personal anecdotes. Is there a particular anecdote that you're like, if someone's gonna read one page of this book, make it this page?
Oh man, I think like I just did the audiobook for it, and I don't know what it is. It's like, maybe it's the nostalgia of it or whatever, but like the chapters about my own parents are always the ones that like make me tear up.
Yeah.
Like when I'm reading it and stuff. So those are the chapters, and I forget which chapters they are. I think it's going to be baseball and the last chapter, chapter 40, you with my mom. So, yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to tell you them?
I want to tell you.
Well, I should have brought the book.
Yeah, you should. You should have read it. Well, you probably have it on your email. Pull it up. Read us a passage. Read us an excerpt. Okay. Give us a sneak peek. while you're doing that, I'll tell everybody about the podcast studio. We got the drywall coming in today, which is nice. They actually couldn't bring it up the stairs.
It's going to change everything.
When
the drywall goes up,
that's
a fresh feeling.
Yeah.
It's
See, I'm getting them excited again.
Yeah. It's like putting on a new pair of socks. Yeah, fresh drywall. Or well, it's stages, because the bare studs is opportunity. It's new life, and then
I feel like we're finding the next book right now.
And then you put the drywall up, and it's like, oh, now I'm starting to see it. It's starting to come together.
Yeah, it feeling like an actual room.
Up.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one stage or the other, which one would it be?
Yeah, would it be?
Your head would have to do Dutch hunter gun to your head.
Bare studs.
Bare studs.
Bare studs.
Bare studs over drywall. Good question, Colleen.
Yeah.
All right, we took you off task. I'm doing filler right now while you're supposed to be finding this. Oh, ad reads. Yeah, it's a great time to do ad reads. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Jolly Good Soda has been such an amazing sponsor of the Cripescast since we began. And Taylor's enjoying that sour power. It's been around since 1913. Wisconsin soda. Check them out, jollygoodsoda.com. If you want some great wear, some clothing for the spring in Wisconsin, Duluth Trading Company, that's where you got your layers. You got your t-shirts, your flannels, your big jackets. What's that? Yeah, go. You got to do a potty break, Taylor? Yeah, go for it. We're doing the ad breaks. And Taylor, while you're in there, in that room right next to the bathroom, there's some Duluth Trading Company clothing. Have yourself a hat or something on your way out. I'll even sign it for you. If you want to check out where to get Duluth Trading Company, just go to duluthtrading.com or go to any of their stores. I was just doing shows up on the Pacific Northwest. We were in Portland. They had a great Duluth Trading Company there. I jumped in just to check it out. I like going to Duluth Tradings, around the deal, see what they got. I was like, do you guys have the Midwest Survival Guide? They're like, what's that? I was like, I'm gonna maybe next time. And also, if you want to just support the videos we do and everything like that, you can go to mandwalkmint.com or cripescast.com and click on the merch. And you can get all of our stuff. We got, OPE shirts. Tell your folks I says hi. Watch out for deer. It's all made. Fanny packs. We got new fanny packs. By the way, Colleen, we've got to do a sketch, every guy with a fanny pack, to promote those fanny packs. Oh, Taylor just got jealous of that bit. Maybe you can do it with us. We'll give you a fanny pack. Anyway, that's all. mandwalkmint.com, cripescast.com, and of course, come see us on tour. Gonna be in Cleveland, Dayton, Columbus next week. I'm just gonna know. I want to sell those shows out. So come see us. I think they're close to sold, almost all. Which one do we need the most oomph for? Dayton?
Last time I think I did
Columbus and Cleveland. It'd be great if we could see you there. Anyway, that's it for the ad reads because Taylor's back from the potty. How was it in there, Taylor? We need more toilet paper in that bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, man, this is way too long.
Just give us a taste.
Kind of like I already did the forward. Kind of spelled it out for you, but let me just do that forward.
That's okay.
I'm going to read the forward because that's the thing kind of explains the whole thing.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right, let me start right here.
Get your book reading voice on.
Ready? I got to get real close into the mic so you can really hear it really good.
Okay, that's a little too good, but...
Copyright. 2022 by Taylor Calmus, all rights reserved. Published in the United States by Waterbrook, an imprint of Random House.
Fast forwarding.
Introduction. Here we go.
All right.
Introduction. Gentlemen, start your engines. Well, you've done it. You've gotten your lady pregnant. Boom. Nailed it. Isn't it funny how you never know if your boys can swim until they do? Well, cheers to you, my friend. Your loins are home state to at least one squirmy little Olympian. If your wife gave you this book and you're confused right now, let me just say this one more time. You are going to be a father. Congrats. In less than 40 weeks' time, you'll be a pop holding a dear little offspring, but so much will happen between now and then. Your house will become cluttered with baby paraphernalia, your Corvette will get traded in for a Honda Odyssey, and your lady will gain a solid 20 to 40 pounds. That's the equivalent of his average size house dog. But you know that already. What you don't know is what's happening inside your wife's incubator, the womb. She surely has a few books comparing your unborn child to an apple or a stalk of broccoli, but I take issue with that. First off, your baby is not some weeny little vegetable. Your baby's a hardcore little badass that's straight up growing organs on a weekly basis. Secondly, how big is a stalk of broccoli? And what the hell is a kumquat? Nope, no more. I introduced to you a dude's guide to baby size.
I love it. That's great. Very funny.
It's fun.
Did Heidi approve of every word in this book? Did she read it before?
It is wife approved.
Wife approved.
It is wife approved. And also I'm sure you learned this about a book too, about your book.
Yeah.
It's editor approved.
Yeah, right.
And
That's
it's
a process.
typeset approved.
Yeah.
And it's, and then there's people that like go through the whole thing to make sure everything you say is accurate.
Yeah.
And like it's to a degree of detail that's insane. Like I mentioned my favorite donut shop from when I was a kid.
Right.
It's a place called Gary's Bakery.
Yep.
And they're from Madison, South Dakota, but they had a bakery in Howard when I was a kid as well. Right? So I mentioned that Gary's Bakery makes the best donuts in all of Minor County. And they come back and they go, Gary's Bakery is actually in Davison County. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But when I was growing up, it was also in Minor County. Yeah. And that's where I'm from.
So they're not there anymore. That one is gone.
Yeah, it is. I think they still bring the donuts in and put them at like the convenience store.
Yeah.
But if you're ever in Howard or Madison, South Dakota, you got to get a crawler from Gary's Bakery. Actually,
crawler is
I'd go for the Long John. I always get the chocolate-covered Long John.
Ooh.
Custard-filled, crushed peanuts on the top.
Wow. See, I was just a straight Long John guy growing up. Yeah. So I did not like the filling.
Oh, I'm a custard guy.
You're a custard guy?
But I'll tell you the story about that from the book.
Yeah,
and it was about like I think the chapter is the toolbox. It's like the last chapter is the toolbox, and the analogy is that like as a dad, you're going to have a lot of tools in your toolbox. As a father, you're going to have a lot of tools that you use to parent with, right? Mm-hmm. And I was talking about how my mom, you sort of borrow some of those tools from your own parents of how they parented. And so the story is about my mom and one of her tools from her toolbox. So I woke up one morning in just a pissy mood, and I was just being an awful little kid or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just in a bad mood for whatever reason. The day started out wrong. I was in a really bad mood. I missed my bus, so now mom has to drive me to school, which is 7 miles away. You know, so she puts me in the car.
She's mad at you.
She's likely mad. I'm mad. So I'm just sitting in the seat, just grumpy, right? And we get into town, and we pass the turn for the school, and I'm going, oh, what's going on? Is she going to go throw me in a lake? Like, what's going on? Then she took me to Main Street and took me to the bakery to get me a donut.
Oh, wow.
And it was like this, I don't know. It's just one of those like moments from your childhood that you're like, like she decided to give me grace that morning. Yeah. And like show me some compassion and help me get out of that funk. That like, so now I'm sitting there eating my favorite donut when school is already happening. Yeah. And I'm going to be even more late. Yeah. But it changed my whole day and it turned it around,
Wow. I can see you getting emotional talking about custard. Really makes you emotional.
I'm telling you, Charlie, it's a good donut. It's a good donut.
Now, did she get a donut herself? Do you think that? But because she could have done that after she took you there and gotten a donut. So this was really about you. This was about getting Taylor into, making sure you had a. And did you didn't eat breakfast? So is this your breakfast? Breakfast of Champions, or did you already?
No, that was I probably missed my breakfast too.
Yeah,
it was probably cold by the time I came down. So I mean, the moral of the story is like, my mom could have used the hammer that morning, but she didn't. She used the level, and she came down to my level, and she leveled me out.
Oh man, this is gonna be a great book.
I think
it's really gonna be great. Now, have your folks read any of these stories yet?
Nope, they don't even know what I just said.
They don't.
Well, no, they haven't. Let me try to think. Because they had to sign away their rights. But they haven't read any of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you excited to? Do you think they are going to read it? Are they readers?
Yeah, they'll read it. Yeah, or they'll listen to the audiobook, one or the other.
Yeah.
I think the audiobook's more fun for me because, like, that's the only way I do books.
And did it translate well to an audiobook? Like,
I
were
think
there
so. I
charts?
feel like yours would have been hard.
Mine was, in fact, my book. It's got. Let's brag. It's got
a lot of pages. Your book has a lot of pages,
and it's got a lot of charts. And the charts, we tried doing an audiobook. I don't think the audiobook hits as well. You just have to skip through the chart part. I was like, why are we reading this? You know, because that's the other thing I found. If I were to do this all over again, I would have been like, I'd never written a book. So I kind of let the folks who had done it before take the driver's seat. But there are a few things where I wish I would have gone back and been like, this is not the way we're going to do it. And just been more confident in my instincts on that.
Same. Yeah. You know,
but at the same time, other end of the coin, I do think that all the people involved, you know, prevented me from doing some stuff that just didn't make sense too. Yeah. So two ends of the coin.
Yeah. I mean, my editor, who's a great guy, and like was currently like his wife was pregnant while we were writing the book. So it was such a cool, like perfect guy for the job because he was literally living it while I was writing it, you know?
Yeah. That is cool to have that. In the same way, I had some folks from the Midwest there, so that helped too. So I'm excited for this, man. I'll get it for
it's a gift book.
It's
a great gift book.
Well, that's why I think it's going to be killer, and it's going to stay on the shelves for a long time because it's always as soon as one person gets it for somebody, people are getting pregnant all the time. So.
Well, and it's like for me, I hope it's a way to get men invested early on.
Is that
as a dad? Yeah, because you know, like, and I think this is like we've gotten better as a culture that dads are a lot more invested now. Where you know, a few generations ago, it was more like dad's gonna provide for the family and mom's gonna grow take care of the family. And now dads are really stepping into more of a 100% role, not 50-50, it's 100, you know? But I think, my book might be a nice way to get dads invested and interested and like right off the bat. Cause it's funny and it speaks to them. It doesn't speak over them or at them.
Yeah. Did you have to, were there some like, ways where you could, because you got to be kind of sensitive in how you sort of talk in any way these days about like men's roles and women's roles, and you are making a book catered toward
there's
men.
People for that. They gave me all their notes and
the sensitivity reader and all that. Well, that's good. You got that, so that's no issue. Now that you've done it, are you going to do another one? You thinking about the next one?
We got another one coming out next Father's Day.
Do you really?
Yeah, we got a 2-book deal. So we got the first one is coming out this Father's Day, and then next year we've got a children's book coming out.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
and it's way less work. Way less work.
You would think so.
I do. How many pages is a children's book?
It's a lot less pages, but you like every single word
counts.
You it's every time I said like, oh yeah, we'll knock that out, they were like, no, and they like made me do it already because they need so much time for the illustrations. It literally has to be done 2 years in advance.
Oh my gosh, who's illustrating it? Do you know?
Her name is Etta. I forgot her last name.
Okay.
But
did you see her work? And
yeah. We got a bunch of options and I picked hers as my top option and we got her.
Awesome, man.
So
nice.
I haven't. We'll see what it looks like soon, and
cool. So you got 2 books. Well, and are you thinking after these 2 are done, would you do another? How many pages? Sure. How many pages is your big book?
Oh, I don't know. Like 180,
100. Okay,
something like that.
Got it.
It's 40 chapters, and the chapters are quick reads.
That's good. It's good to have a quick read.
So I have no idea because each chapter is probably like anywhere between 2 and 4 pages.
Yeah,
and 40.
Oh, that's great. That's a book I could read.
Yeah, you can.
One day.
I literally read the whole thing in 2 days when I was doing the audiobook.
Yeah,
and that's me having to read every line twice.
Yeah,
because honestly, I was really proud of myself when I just read you that piece because I normally stumble terribly when I read.
Yeah, no, you did really good. It's you did exceptional. I can't wait. I might just get the audiobook based off that.
You should. Yeah,
and I
you should
think
get the
my
audiobook.
all the listeners should too. Where can they get the book, and when can they get the book?
You can go to dudedad.com right now, and there is a thing at the top that will take you to all the different stores where you can currently buy the book. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are available. And then the audiobook will be on Audible.
And of course, while you're on dudedad.com, you might as well check out the most recent video, buy some merch.
Yeah,
do the whole deal.
There's no videos on there, but you get all the merch. Yeah, get yourself a Dude Dad diaper bag. We got a pretty sweet diaper bag.
He's been talking about this all week. He's like, why aren't we promoting the diaper bag? You know?
Yeah. No, we got a sweet diaper bag, and we've just been too busy to even talk about it lately. So
no, what kind of a buddy do you have that just lets you come on his podcast and
just talk about myself the whole time? Let's talk about you.
No, it's not talk about me. Okay, ask me any question. What do you want?
Are you tired?
I'm very tired. Yeah.
When is enough?
When is enough?
When is enough?
That's a great question. Let's
do it this way, because all I know of you is you're a workaholic, and in a good way, and you love what you do.
Yeah.
Well, how do you recharge?
I gotta get one of the things that is my favorite thing to do is I come home and I get my binoculars out and I look at those birds.
Red-breasted mergansers.
We got some red-breasted mergansers in the river right now.
And tell me, how do they mate?
Okay, so what happens is you have a female. I just said this on the 2 podcasts ago.
Oh, you did?
I was telling I was telling Sashir about it, and Zameda, do you know her? Amazing actress. She's on Woke. She's on Home Economics. She's great. Anyway, she's also a bird watcher. So I was telling her about these red-breasted mergansers coming in, and you got the female there, right? And then there's going to be a male, and then you get 4 to 5 males, and they're all chasing this one female, and then eventually one male and the female I think they're doing their thing. You know, the guy gets behind the female, the man.
4 they just root them on, or
I don't know.
Or they swim away when that starts happening. Like
no, they're following along. I feel like they're either rooting them on or they're waiting for their
chance.
I don't know. I'm not.
They take turns.
You know, I'm not a merganser. Okay, and I can't. The geese mate for life. Now we got geese there too.
Great examples.
Yeah, they're the Catholic birds. You know,
so do penguins.
Penguins.
Yeah,
penguins. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
No, penguins. Penguins are great fathers.
I'd love
emperor
to go
penguins.
Look at some penguins.
So what goes on with the emperor penguins is they'll the father, after the mom lays the egg, the father will sit with the egg for a long time.
Yeah.
In the freezing cold while mom goes off to go hunting. She goes off to go hunting. She's off at penguin target.
She getting the fish.
And dad is literally surviving off his own body fat, off of his dad bod, just freezing his little penguin nuts off, keeping the egg warm. And then the mom will finally get back from penguin target just in time for the chicklet to hatch. And
she knows.
And then dad immediately goes to work. And he starts hunting then.
Oh, that's
But they sit. Yeah, the
pretty
male
cool.
sits with the egg for
Colleen's
ever.
got a question. Yes, Colleen.
Did you get that from watching Happy Feet, or did you do research?
Called him out.
I did not get that from watching Happy Feet. I've done real research.
You actually corrected with Happy Feet.
Well, yeah, Happy Feet also did research.
I was wondering which
I don't do my research just from Disney movies.
No, Pixar too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is how I learned about who's the guy from Moana?
Maui.
But that is how I learned about Maui and the demigod.
Well, you know,
That's everything I know about demigods I got from Moana.
You
I know nothing beyond that. No, penguins are awesome.
I gotta go look at more birds.
Be a penguin dad.
And other client.
You gonna be a dad someday?
We'll see.
You make a great uncle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I got to go hang out with your whole family.
Yeah, that was fun.
2 nights
Taylor
ago.
came over for Sunday dinner, And they had the whole Barons, most of the Barons is there.
Like 25 people or so?
Probably something around there, you know. I think we had maybe 10 kids there. I think 2 were missing. And then my sister Betsy, she's in Detroit, or she's on vacation right now. And then someone else was gone. But yeah, and then there were a couple of Hattie, the little kids were there. Hattie, Oscar, Olin. I'm Olin's godfather. Fair was there, my brother. So four of them kids. And they're
super fun.
Yeah. And I could tell Taylor had the dad thing going because, you know, my family's super big and it's tough to talk to everyone. And I was holding Olin and he was like, I need some baby time.
Yeah.
He escaped. And also I brought Oscar. I said, Oscar, why didn't you give me a hug today? And so he came under the table. And then I was giving him like a tickle monster thing. And his head went back and almost like hit the table. Taylor caught it. So
yeah. So you see that coming. You get those dad reflexes after a while, and you can stop things before you can. You just have instincts. It's like a sixth sense.
Yeah,
you get. Yeah.
That was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Thank you for coming on. How much time have we done here, Colleen? I don't.
When are we gonna get to the good stuff?
Yeah.
We have to do the.
Much time? Oh, I can look here. Yeah. We've been going for 59 minutes. Oh, shit. Did I not record? Oh, no, I recorded. All good. I've done it before, man. I've done a whole podcast and didn't record it. I should not be in charge of recording stuff.
No, with all the people you have on salary here, why are you pressing record?
That's true. I do not have the brain for that. I am too
Charlie,
crazy.
You've got 43 employees. What are you doing?
I don't have 43. I've got a couple, 2-3. Yeah, I was like, someone's at the door.
It's the construction guys.
Guys.
It's Mr. Feely, the mailman, Mr. Feely.
What's that? What was that?
He's got nice hair.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Is that
Who is that?
It's the Liney guy.
Liney's? Oh, Liney Kugels. We're getting some beer shipped in.
I'm gonna have.
What does he want? What he wants us?
He has
crates?
Oh, all right. Well, and that's it for this podcast because we got to go. Taylor, can you help me bring some beer in the house?
I'd love to, Charlie.
I'll give you a beer.
I'm here to work. Put me to work.
It was a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for having me, man.
I hope everyone can buy your book.
I hope everyone does buy the book
and follow you at Dude Dad.
Yeah, if you like Charlie's content, but he doesn't talk about his kids because he doesn't have them, follow me. It's like the same thing, except there's kids involved. It's more family stuff.
Yeah, well, you know.
We need a little less uncle, a little bit more dad.
Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. And now
a little less accent, too.
Dude Dad is going to help me bring some beer in and drink some beer. Everyone, keep her moving. Follow the Cripescast at Cripescast, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Tell your folks I says hi. Tell your folks I says hi. Okay.
I will, yeah.
And watch for deer.
They want to take you pheasant hunting.
I would love to go. We're going to do that. That'll be fun. All right. Thanks, buddy.